Hello and welcome to Celtic Roots Radio, coming to you today from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Celtic, folk, folk rock, Appalachian, bluegrass, Scottish, Irish, Breton, Cajun. If it's Celtic or roots music you like, you'll find it here on Celtic Roots Radio.
From your homeland with gun and pride in hand, with dreams of returning home again. You're a military man. One more round for the boys back home. One more round for the friends we know. One more round till they're all in the ground. One more round till they're from the sounds of the enemy shells. Lost the brave and the bold, many more to the cold. You've done your time in hell. You've done your time in hell. One more round for the boys back home. One more round for the friends we know. One more round till they're all in the ground. One more round till they're all. One more round for the boys back home. One more round for the friends we know. One more round till they're all in the ground. One more round till they're all.
Gonsa. Welcome to another Celtic Roots radio show. I'm Raymond McCullough, back in Belfast once again, with an hour help and a great new music, and a wee bit of crack from myself. We started the show off in the right mood today, with the boys back home from Iowa, USA band, the Vandon Arms. Our show this week is sponsored by my new non-fiction book, now available in paperback and Kindle editions, called The Whore and Her Mother, 9/11, Babylon and the Return of the King. With the 10th anniversary of 9/11 just past, this seems the ideal time to ask whether the ancient Hebrew prophets have anything to tell us about modern day and future events. You can buy it now from Amazon.com or pre-order from Amazon UK or the Book Depository UK. And you can read several chapters for free or listen to them on iTunes podcast. All the info is at preciousoil.com or on the Whore and Her Mother page on Facebook. And just keep commenting on the show. Robert sent us an email entitled Feedback from Japan. I just want to thank you for your podcast. Fascinating and mesmerising. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Robert. We have quite a few listeners in Japan and also in Korea and China now too. Check out our Celtic Roots Cafe network, where you'll find information about many of our artists and bands, great music videos, photos, forum posts and a blog. Just click the cafe button on our main website, celticrootsradio.com. And if you like the crack on our shows, you can read it on our Celtic Roots Crack blog, Find it on the podcast page at celticrootsradio.com. This show is now being downloaded in 105 countries around the world, with about 7,000 listeners to each show. Please keep in touch with us through email, Facebook message, Twitter, or our cafe site. And do please go to your local iTunes store and review the show for us. And drop us a wee email to let us know, in case we miss it. You'll find all of our podcasts on iTunes. Just enter Raymond McCullough into the search box. And remember, in between our podcast shows, you can listen to Celtic Roots Radio all day long, complete with all the crack from myself, on our 24/7 Live 365 station. Find that on our website too. We're listening now to Rebecca Pinto from Hong Kong, China, with Fall in Love with the Farthest Star.
Young maid that in Cabra West did reside. Myself, I lived up in Donnybrook, it's a one in a 50 ride. But there was a fly in the ointment now, it's very seldom see. For although I loved her terrible well, she was in love with the Portuguese. Now he was a nasty piece of goods, Rosales was his name. And he couldn't wait for to get his hands on concept of was my dame. So I made a vow by the Grand Canal that I would do him in. For I did not like them Portuguese, in particular I didn't like him. So I followed them up the Grafton Street one evening just for fun, around by the Mercer's Hospital, next door to the Bartley Dons. I spied them sitting in the corner seat, they were kissing and holding hands. And there he was seducing her with pints of baby shams. So I followed him up to his lodgings in Rathgar thereabouts. And as he walked up the alleyway, sure I patted him inside out. He gave up many an oath and swear till he was dead, I'm sure. Then I lifted up the manhole lid and I dropped him down the sewer. Well, when Namachi heard of this, she made my life a hell. So all for the sake of peace and quiet, I did her in as well. So now I'm up before the judge to answer for my crime. He said I didn't mind the first one, son, but not the second time. So it's all for the love of a fair young maid and her Portuguese sailor boy. The passionate love of that fair young maid I've landed in Mountjoy. And if ever I get out again, my life I'll change, you'll see. I'll marry with a mott from Walkinstown who wouldn't look at a Portuguese.
That was a nice murder song, The Maid of Cabra West, from Gerard Smith in Michigan, USA. Well, last week Jerry and I took a much needed wee break and travelled the length of the country, right down to Cork, stopping off in Dublin on the way. The road is motorway the whole way from Belfast now, so you can cover the length of Ireland in just a few hours, with a few toll plazas on the way. We had a great meal in the centre of Cork City at a restaurant called the Strasbourg Goose. Don't ask me for directions, but I think it's just off the main Patrick Street. Our host Doug then took us to a very small pub upstairs, where they have a great collection of unusual beers, lots of blonde beer, and a draft stout called Dark Rocket, which tastes a bit like Murphy's, only with a stronger flavour. If you like stout, then Cork City is a great place to be, with two locally brewed varieties, Murphy's and Beamish, each quite distinct from Dublin's Guinness. You'll have to make up your own mind as to which you prefer. Myself, I like them equally, but it's great to have a bit of variety. We'd wanted to see West Cork, but we were staying just outside a wee place called Ladies Bridge in East Cork, which is a lovely thatched pub in the middle of it. The coast is not far from there, so we took a trip the first day from Ballycotton Harbour with its islands and lighthouse, right around the coast to Whitegate, facing Cove and Cork Harbour, where we managed to see the QE2 liner heading out of the harbour on its way to New York. East Cork is very reminiscent of Cornwall, another beautiful coastal area which we visited briefly a few years ago. The shore is mostly cliffs from Ballycotton on, with small lanes, boreens, leading down to isolated beaches between headlands. Each of these little beaches is different in character, but exploring them means driving down to the beach then back up again, to continue along a level country road lined with barley fields above the cliffs. To get from east to West Cork, you have to rejoin the main road to Cork City, bypassing Cove, which is another beautiful town built on an island in Cork Harbour. The road now goes through a new tunnel under Cork's two rivers and continues as the south ring around the city. Eventually you turn south off this and you're immediately back in the countryside. This is John Black from Minnesota, USA, and a tune called Root River Confluence.
was primed, a heretic must die, the son of royal blood, Patrick Hamilton. A young Scot now awaits a sacrifice. A man of the cloth came to comfort, then looking through this martyr's eyes, saw the eyes of God. But for Patrick the hour grew dim in the courtyard, restless people calling out his lie. Saint Margaret's lingered in the air, as heavy as the smoke of burning flesh. The toning on the sun no longer bound, a saint inflamed with godliness. Oh, mighty Count, do you really think you matter that the church was never the same. Others joined in bittersweet ending. Odium Fedei, at the hands of the enemy for the faith. The voices of the martyrs still echo through the land, ignited by the fires of our brothers long gone. They weigh heavy on our hearts today, burning passion won't go away until kingdom come. We'll die for our belief in the one true God. Jesus is one begotten Son. The Holy Bible, the final word, govern our lives with perfect love. Almighty count, no, you really do matter this far along. Here now in the Bible Belt, as we stand in the church pew singing your song. Peaceful warrior, we stand with you, we trust your God, Yeshua the Savior. Soon he'll come and join our righteous cause. Almighty count, no, you really do matter this far along. Here now in the Bible Belt, as we stand in the church pew singing your song. Peaceful warrior, we stand with you, we trust your God, Yeshua the Savior. Soon he'll come and join our righteous cause. Almighty count, no, you really do matter this far along. Here now in the Bible Belt, as we stand in the church pew singing your song. Peaceful warrior, we stand with you, we trust your God, Yeshua the Savior. Soon he'll come and join our righteous cause.
He'll come and join our righteous cause.
Odium Fedei, Odium Fedei, Odium Fedei, sweet death to you, my brother. Odium Fedei, Odium Fedei, Odium Fedei, sweet death to you, my brother.
Another song about death, this time about martyrdom, called Odium Fedei, from the all-girl band Monarch in Florida, USA. West Cork is a part of Ireland I've never been to before, and I was slightly disappointed to discover that there are a few small harbours along the coast. In fact, most of the towns are large and slightly inland from the sea. We only got as far as Clonakilty that first evening, which has a beautiful, sheltered and still sea inlet, which just touches the outskirts of the town. There's a river through the middle of the town, of course, and the narrow streets crisscross it, as do several buildings. We were looking for a pub called Antí Beg, which means the wee house, boasting Irish music every night, but being September, it was actually closed until the weekend. Ever resourceful, we managed to find another pub on the main street, the Barras, which had a collection of fiddles and other instruments on the wall, a good sign, and some live acoustic music later on. The next day we were off to the far west, to Glengarriff on Bantry Bay, a great place if you're a tourist wanting to buy stuff. Its main attraction being the Italian gardens out on Garnish, or Garden Island, reached by a small boat. After a wee nap, we headed on to the fishing port of Castletownborough on the Barra Peninsula, which has a small car ferry which will take you out to the large Bar Island. Castletownborough is the home of the now famous McCarthy's Bar, and across from where I had a great feed of freshly made chowder, and another pint of Beamish of course. By now, struggling to keep awake, we negotiated the mountain road to the other side of the peninsula, joining the ring of Barra again. Suddenly you find yourself in County Kerry, with Kenmare Bay on your left. Eventually we crossed the bridge into Kenmare itself and back to the city. We were just on time to meet our friends there, and up to Henchy's pub at Dillon's Cross to hear a man called Ricky Lynch, a bit of early Beatles, Bob Dylan, and when we managed to persuade him, his own material, which was great, very Dylan-esque, and I hope to play one of his songs as soon as I get the CD. Our friends were off to Israel on Friday, so we were off to County Clare, via the old main road to Limerick, and then the very impressive new Shannon Tunnel, motorway now the whole way to just outside our destination for the night, Newmarket and Fergus. Our friends there live in Tim's great-grandfather's house, which used to be a grocer's shop with an old iron safe built into the wall. Up on Saturday morning, just in time to see Ireland finish knocking the stuffing out of Australia in the Rugby World Cup. They say a change is as good as a rest, so on that basis, we had a very restful week. We've been listening to All Day Night from California, USA, and a tune called Highlands, a nice bit of fiddle at the end there. That was the voice of Kathlene McShane of the McShane family from British Columbia, Canada, and a beautiful traditional song, The Water is Wide. We're going to finish with a mellow song from Prattle on Rick, almost an anagram of Pat Rickleton, in Tennessee, USA. This is Lately, Slan.
Lately I walk on a lonely road, it's the only road I know. Lately I talk with my shadow, no ear to hear my groan, no dwelling to call home, no shelter from the snow. Lately I sing on a broken break my heart again. And the night covers up my shame, hides away my name, my hate when the morning nears and the snow covers up my face. I try to erase all trace of these feelings. Lately I sleep alone and underneath my canopy of trees. Lately I've been searching for a friend, burdened with my sin. No refuge from the wind, no one to take me in. And the night covers up my shame, hides away my name, my hate when the morning nears and the snow covers up my face. I try to erase all trace of these feelings. Someday I'll see the saints who welcome me. What else can I believe? Someday we'll sing a perfect melody in perfect harmony. We'll worship perfectly, see what we've longed to see, where everyone we meet is long lost family. No reason more to grieve, no need more to leave. Na 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 na, 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 na 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 na.
Well, that's all we have time for on this show. Remember, you can find out more information about the artists and songs played on the show on our website at CelticRootsRadio.com. And if you're an independent artist and you'd like to hear your music played on this show, again, you'll find details on our website. That's CelticRootsRadio.com. Tune in again next week to Celtic Roots Radio. I'm Raymond McCullough, coming to you from Ireland. Slán agus Banagia.